Jack.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I've got the sniffing salts here.
Already trying to get me on them.
Welcome to your own episode.
Yeah, thank you. This one's been a long time coming.
The group one's been a long time coming, but anyway, we'll get there.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. You've had a lot of shit happen in the last 6 months.
Yeah, it's been the last 2 months has been crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously had family come over and stuff, so that was really great to catch up with everybody. Went to Formula One with my dad, which was an experience of a lifetime for him.
Yeah. Had he been before?
I don't think so. I think he'd been to like previous car shows, bike shows, and rallies, stuff like that. But it was his first experience in modern Formula One. So yeah, it was really good.
And the last day was a cracker.
Oh,
because it fucking rained.
dude, it was ridiculous. It was like
typical Melbourne.
35 degrees on the Saturday, having the time of our lives in our shorts and our shirts, just taking it all in.
Yeah.
Coming on the Sunday, of course, I wore short shirt and no jacket. So, yeah, it was an interesting day. It was 13 degrees in Baltic. So, but we still had a good time.
Mate, as long as he had a good time and it was memorable.
Well, it was one of the lifetime experiences that few people get to do because I have a good connection, which you obviously met.
Yeah.
In Dino.
Dino!
Shout out to Dino. Yeah,
mate, he was a cracker.
Yeah, he's a great guy, man.
Yeah.
Super chill. It'll be cool for you to get him on here next time he comes out.
Or maybe I might go to him.
Or you go, yeah, maybe.
I mean, you never know what's going to happen. But I can't remember whether or not. No, because the last group podcast we did, we didn't really get to know a little bit about you. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm obviously a Brit. Come over to Australia.
I thought you were Brazilian.
Well, this is just fashion, isn't it? I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could you call it that?
Yeah.
I've been in Melbourne for 8 years, and I came over as a backpacker, like most Brits do.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up falling in love with the country, the lifestyle, the people, and had a lucky opportunity to stay. So that was as a chef in my previous career.
So you were a chef before you went backpacking?
Yeah.
Like in the UK?
I started out when I was 16.
Right.
Straight out of school. I worked in some local restaurants and pubs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Worked all the crazy hours and for bugger all money.
Was who was the influence with the cooking though?
So in my younger years, I never really knew why. I just knew that I wanted to experience it and
to cook for a living.
Yeah, it was. I hated school, so for me, I had an opportunity to do a young apprenticeship, which is where you get released from school one day a week in year 10 and 11.
Gotcha.
And you can do a qualification which leads into a trade. So you could have been a brickie, a chippy, a sparky, plumber, mechanic, chef, like anything that's sort of
fucking started.
Hello. And I chose chefing because I always had an interest in food. And it was something that I just was curious about. So it was like, I hated school. It was a bonus to get out of school for a day and learn something. Why not? And worst case, you've spent 2 years of your childhood almost.
Yeah.
You haven't really lost any time.
What do you really learn in school anyway?
That people are fuckwits.
Mate, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I get that it's like foundational and stuff like that, but all school.
It's full moon tonight. That's why these guys are. Look at them. Jesus.
I think all school teaches you is how to stay in the one place to learn something and to dedicate yourself to something, but then it doesn't really like.
Yeah, I think
it doesn't arm you to like tackle the world.
Yeah, I think from my school experience, really, I was always the the clown in the class, trying to be funny,
Mm.
doing dumb shit. But I could never really focus and sit there and read from a textbook or, you know,
Yeah.
that style of education just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
I'm very hands-on. I like to do things.
Hence the chefing.
Yeah, so that kind of made sense for me. It was an easier way for me to pick up a skill.
Yeah.
I was practical. I got the environment. I liked pressure.
Yeah.
I like the adrenaline, and I also love like the way we grow ingredients. And sorry, these guys are distracting the hell out of me.
Larry. Fucking. He's never in that tree. He's never in that plant. I'm like,
He's showing off. It's the full moon, man. I told you.
he's showing off because he's trying to make sure that the little guy doesn't get all the attention. But they are very similar now. Like they'll fight and they'll like attack each other. It's so funny.
It's like UFC Cat Edition.
Yeah. What are you doing, mate? Get out of there. Oh my God. Sorry, everybody. Get out. Come on. Down here.
Nah, he's not having it. Oh, maybe he is.
Just stay there.
It's fine. Whatever. So yeah, school for me was it wasn't easy. And then, you know, at school you go with your friends, you do what your friends do, and you kind of like flow with that.
Yeah.
And I had one of my good mates at the time. He was interested in that too, so we both kind of said, "Oh, sod school, let's just do this." I ended up really loving it, and there was the opportunity to grow in a pressured environment, but also connect. I'm a people person, as you know, and to connect with multiple people from different nationalities, different cultures, learn different cuisines, and the opportunity to travel, which is really what brought me here.
Yeah. What's your favorite cuisine? And then, fuck, that fucking camera just turned off. Hang on a second.
That's all right.
Why did you turn off? You've got no reason.
There you go. You're back on. That's all right. There's plenty of footage on the Instagram of you and on all these podcasts anyway.
I know someone goes to me, you had to go to the toilet and you disappeared for 5 minutes and your guest was on their phone and then you came back and I was like, yeah, so?
That's reality. At the end of the day, it's just two mates, 25 cameras, a few microphones, and cats playing UFC, really, isn't it?
So I forgot to edit it, okay? Like, who cares?
That's part of the natural beauty of doing this, right?
Well, it's part of the style now.
Well, it's natural. There's no cut and the bullshit.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
It's not curated. It's just like what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. People can fast forward. Fast forward at your own leisure.
Scrub 2 minutes. No worries.
You know. Favorite cuisine to cook and signature dish.
It's always a tricky question. French cuisine has always been my favorite. I just love the butters, the creams, you know, the heavy richness.
Yeah.
I like chocolate as well. Like they use a lot of rich pastries and the bread. Everything about French cuisine, especially the meat as well. Like probably it's the hardest question to answer really. I've cooked so many things over the years, but honestly, I like to keep things simple. I'd probably say like one of my favorite things to cook is like truffle mushroom risotto. Not even French. I love to eat French cuisine. I love the style of French cuisine, but like a truffle mushroom risotto, one of my favorite things to cook.
And of course you picked risotto, which, you know, like you can either cook really badly or cook it really well. Yeah. But you've probably cooked it that many times, it's just like muscle memory now.
Yeah, it's just one of those dishes. It's super easy. You don't have to think too much. You can kind of go with the flow and take your own twist into it, chuck in what feels right or what you have at the time.
Yeah.
But I also, in my early years as a chef, I was always on like mains and stuff like that. So I used to love doing the seafood and cooking the steaks, doing the sauces. That was always like my forte.
I like how you said that you really thrived on that kind of pressure situation, and the kitchen's always a pressure situation.
100%.
Because you're dealing with fire and people's food and ingredients, and you're trying to like make it taste good and look good, and
keep it efficient as well.
Yeah, and keep it efficient, because there's a lot of kitchens out there that would waste and be inefficient.
Yeah, I think that's something that in your early years, you're not so mindful of, because you're just trying to be as creative as possible. Your mind goes wild. But as you get more mature, you learn more skill. You start to try and utilize everything that you can.
Yeah.
And the environment that I was trained in, we never wasted anything. So it was tough, you know. You'd have super long days, sometimes 16, 17-hour days, like
standing.
Yeah, and you man, it makes you want to go home and just crash and burn, or it does the opposite. It makes you want to go out and just party hard, which is what used to happen a lot in the kitchen. So
damn, I'm sure it did.
But yeah, we used to, we used to get taught, like I said, not to waste and to maximize everything.
I got taught in a Japanese kitchen, like when I was studying electrical engineering, and then like after, so I washed rice for a whole year.
Wow,
that was my job.
Professional rice washer. Couldn't even say it then. Rice washer.
What? Yeah. That's actually how I used to say it when I was younger, because I couldn't say R. But anyway, yeah. And then after a year, I was running the shop. I was running the kitchen, and the boss would go home because he trusted me so much. But everything was like measured, and it was super efficient, and like hardly any waste, and yeah.
Yeah, it's the beauty of it is what really drew me into that industry, I think, more than anything, was the fact that it was about mutual love for food. Like everybody, or not everybody, but most people love like going out to dinner, having a good conversation or a romance over food, and like that just adds to the ambience and the vibes. Like when you get good food and you go out and you eat well, and you just like, damn, like it's just
satisfying.
Yeah, it's satisfying, but there's also so many different ways to get like, enjoyment out of it.
Yeah. And I think just what you mentioned then about like the experience, like you can have, for example, the dirty Chinese China bar experience versus a French restaurant, cuisine experience. Two completely different, two completely great like situations depending on what you want,
Yeah, I think for me, when I was in my early years as a chef, you always thrive on the feedback and like trying to connect with the people that you're cooking with. And it's not always possible because you're so busy, you don't get time to get out. But we used to have a team that tried to kind of put us in that limelight and just go around and have a chat with people at the end of their meals, or the end of their night, and just to kind of get your face out there, get you to build like customer relationships and that kind of stuff. And the best thing was always like, just going out there, having a calm, casual chat, and just seeing people just enjoy that, something that you've created, something that you've put your heart and soul into. And it really, I think as I got older, I kind of realized that not a lot of people give a shit. You bust your ass, you're doing silly hours, and for what?
I mean,
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they come in, they go, and these days people are so spoiled for choice. So they're just like, if there's one thing that doesn't align with what they want, they just make hell.
Yeah.
They're like, this was shit, or
they
fucking
dismiss all of the
service
effort.
was crap, or the quality of this wasn't great, or this wasn't quite right, and you're like, fucking hell. Do you know how many parts go into that like machine to try and make it work? Like we obviously don't want you to have a bad experience. But sometimes things just happen and you can't please everybody. That's the truth, isn't it?
So when you went backpacking, did you work in kitchens while you were backpacking,
No,
or you saved up some cash and then
no, I
just
saved
took
up.
time
I
off?
saved up a good amount of cash when I was in the UK.
Yeah.
Because the original story was that I was about to buy a house with an ex-partner. So
Oh shit!
yeah. So anyway, that we all know how that ended.
Goddamn fucking buttons!
We're cheering for it to. Anyway, before
I'll have to make sure that I put the sound file in the recording.
yeah, not like last time. Pressing the buttons, there's silence. We're all laughing. Woo! But yeah, so I had that opportunity to settle down early. Had the money to buy a property.
Yeah.
And one of my friends who I work with in the kitchen, he'd been over in America, done a bit of cooking around the US. He came back, and then we both were like, "Oh, I really want to go to Australia and, go and experience what it's like to be the other side of the world, away from everybody." Like, we didn't plan anything. We were just like, "Let's just do it." And it kind of come to the head when I said to him, "Mate, I've got to make a decision, but if you're in, I'm all in. So I'm happy to like bail on this." Yeah. And we'd had pre-approval. The mortgage was like ready to go.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was pretty hectic, but it was the right decision.
So obviously he said, "Let's go."
Yeah. So I said,
imagine if he said, "Nah, I don't want to go."
Well, my whole life could have been different.
Would you still have gone or nah?
I'm a risk taker, so probably.
Yeah.
But it was like, well, we're going to the other side of the world. We don't really know what for. Let's just go. And then we just was like,
work it out.
We'll book a flight. We'll get there and we'll figure it out from there.
So how old were you then?
I was 23, 22, 23. I was pretty young.
Okay, yeah.
And
I feel like that's kind of around the age when guys should be doing that type of stuff.
Yeah, you need to do it. Like, to anyone that hasn't traveled or gone overseas and done stuff, you've got to do it. Cause
like I moved here from Perth when I was 21.
Yeah.
One suitcase. That's it.
Well, that's the way to do it, man. Do it like on the fly. You get the best experiences because you don't expect anything.
Yeah.
Like, we went that night that I made that decision. We went out for drinks. We had a massive night, and I just put my hand out. I was like, "Are you in?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm in." And then we just celebrated that night. And obviously I didn't break the news to the ex-partner at the time, but I basically went back and packed my shit, and I was like, "I'm done. See ya."
Wow.
No, I didn't even need to explain it. There's more to it than meets the eye, but
yeah.
Anyway,
are you still mates with that mate?
Yeah, he came to the wedding.
Oh, did he?
And he's in Brisbane. Well, I've mentioned the wedding. We haven't even got talking about that.
No, we haven't gotten to the wedding yet.
Yeah.
Obviously not with this girl, but
No, yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not a divorce guy.
Yeah, you didn't rekindle the fire. No,
thank God.
So who was it at the wedding?
Alvon. So he was the guy that had the car crash. Remember I was telling you?
Oh yeah.
And they all got stuck.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So that was It was good that he could make it, but not without some drama anyway.
Yeah.
So we came out here together, and he's been in Brisbane for
that entire time.
The entire time. He's met a local lady. He's happy, and he wants to stay out here too. So
yeah, that's cool. So, so what countries did you like backpack through?
To be honest, we went to Hong Kong. We did 5 or 6 days there, because that was enough.
Yeah.
We wanted to come straight to Australia because we were so keen for it.
Yeah, right.
But prior to that, I'd done a fair bit of Europe. I'd done Mexico. I'd done America. I'd done, a few countries.
Yeah.
And then I've tried to kind of explore Asia a little bit. I've done Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, well, specifically Bali, obviously, Vietnam, obviously I said Hong Kong. I'd also like to go and do Thailand, Laos, Cambodia. There's so much on the list, but when I was planning to go and do more travel, that was in the shit time of COVID, as you know.
Yeah.
So that fucked everything.
Yeah, I think it fucked everybody. Royally.
Yeah, well and truly.
Okay, so you move here. How long did you spend in like Queensland before you decide to come down to
So I flew into
Victoria?
I flew into Sydney,
Yeah.
and then me and my friend hired a juicy camper. Have you seen those things? Those green things? They're like
I think I have. I've
they're
seen
terrible colours and like awful branding, but
yeah,
it was so cheap. It was like you could get these relocation deals. It was like $1 a day.
Yeah, that's so you have to like drive them back to because where they need to get to.
They need it somewhere in a certain amount of time.
Yep.
So we were like, well, this is cheap. Sounds like a good idea. Let's just do this. We had no fucking idea, man. We were just like
$1 a day.
Yeah, that's basically the motto. We were like, fuck it, it's cheap. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But it was the time we came out here.
What do you got to lose though?
Well, nothing. We had no plans. We didn't know anyone, so we were just like, fuck it, let's just roll with it.
Yeah.
And when we came out here, it was Brexit, so the pound crashed. So I would have had like triple my money if I'd have came out or transferred my money like 2 months earlier. So that kind of was a bit shit. But anyway, we still made the best of it. And we rented this camper. We drove all the way up to.
You would have had some wild like nights and stories.
Oh fuck yeah! Like so many. Some not for this podcast and for the public, but yeah, definitely some good times.
It's for the X-rated version, which is going to be on Patreon later this month. No, I'm kidding.
No, we'll do it with the guys whenever we record the four-way podcast.
Okay.
31920 or whatever the fuck it is. 3192? I don't know.
I got the button right that time.
That was good.
3192.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I can't fucking remember. So we drove up the coast and we stopped in various places. It was a while ago. It was Byron Bay, as like most people do. Coffs Harbour, Gold Coast.
What did you think of Byron?
Well, everything was new, so I was like, this is amazing. Like, I'm living my dream. Like, I'm in Australia, like beaches, sunny, there's new people everywhere. So I was just like in my element, not working, just like not giving a shit what time of day it was or where I was, what I was doing. But yeah, I did love it. And I went back actually last year for a friend's Bucks party, which was, it was cool to like revisit that. And it brought back all those memories of like, backpacking around, just being a fucking nightmare, really.
Driving around the green machine.
The green machine, yeah. But we took it all the way to North Queensland, like up to Cairns.
Yeah.
Dropped it off there, and then
Cairns is an interesting place.
Yeah, I loved it, man.
It's so fucking hot.
Oh, it's super hot,
but
super humid.
It's like really flat as well.
It's just a weird spot. Like I guess for people that haven't been, the best way to describe it is if you watch the In-Betweeners movie.
Yeah.
Just kind of like a bunch of crazy fucking retards just letting loose on the streets in these fucking dingy bars, drinking goon. There's, Aboriginals like running around the streets. And I mean that in the most respectful way.
Yeah.
But like for people that haven't experienced it like we didn't at the time, we were like, well, this is fucking interesting.
Yeah. It's what I found interesting about Cairns is how all the street signs have Japanese on them. And I
never noticed that, to be honest.
Oh.
My take on it was like it's a blend of the UK and America. It's very like hybrid.
Yeah, it's super hybrid.
But with like a big fuck off pool in the middle of the esplanade, and you can't swim in the water because of the crocs, the stingers, the sharks, you name it.
Yeah.
But people still do because they're fucking idiots.
Well, someone said to me that when they went to Queensland, they were like, they saw these signs at the beach saying, watch out for the crocodiles. Oh, sorry, warning crocodiles, watch out for the crocodiles. And they were like, we thought it was a joke.
Well, I guess it depends where you're from, right? Like, if you're not used to it, you're just like, is this real? Like, what's going on? Like, that's why they put the pool there.
Yeah.
It's too hot. People need to swim.
Yeah.
Cool down.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a great great facility, but God knows what goes on in there.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so you make your way up to Queensland. You spend a bit of time in Queensland.
Yeah, we met these awesome guys that run this travel shop. We got really friendly with them. There's a Welsh guy that'd been here for a long time, a guy from Brisbane. His name was Matt, but nickname was Zephyr.
Yeah.
And we hung out with those guys, and they showed us around, and we booked loads of excursions. Like you do, go to the Great Barrier Reef, do all your skydiving, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I went for the full hog and did all that stuff. The Whit Sundays, early beach.
Nice.
Oh, some of the best experiences ever.
Yeah.
And you just because you got everyone that you're with or bumping into along this journey is all doing the same thing. Kind of the vibes are really high. Everyone's just having a great time. And
Queensland's great for all that kind of tourist attraction type stuff because one, they got the weather.
Sure.
Two, there's a Great Barrier Reef and there's
which is unbelievable.
Of stuff. Yeah, like on all the islands and all that type of stuff.
Especially when you come from the other side of the world, like me and my mate did, and you see that stuff on TV. You watch like Steve-O and as a kid, and you're like, wow, that's fucking sick. Like we get to go there, you get to see these fish and get to swim where he swam, and obviously he's no longer with us, which is very, very sad. But you get to go and see all that stuff that you grew up watching on TV, and you're like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, I think
like nostalgia.
I think we definitely take it for granted that we live in a country that has all of that.
Well, yeah, because it's so big, man. You come to like Melbourne, you go, oh yeah, this is fucking cool. There's heaps of shit going on here. You drive 3 hours and you're fucking nowhere, and then you go another 10 hours, you're still fucking nowhere. And another 20 hours, you can still be like fucking nowhere. It's just crazy.
Whereas in Europe, you drive 20 hours.
You drive the whole of Europe, man.
You're like in 3 different countries.
Yeah, for sure. It's wild. Like just to kind of experience all that stuff. Like I said, you watch it on TV, you grow up like, wow, this is sick. This guy's doing this. He's capturing crocodiles and snakes. And, I'm not a fan of like being in the vicinity of that because it's pretty scary. But
yeah, catching crocodiles.
Yeah, I mean,
you didn't do that tour?
Unfortunately. Wow, the X, yeah. That was a crocodile.
What did your parents think about you deciding to move to Australia or backpack through Australia and like you'd never been before?
Well,
were they like shitting their dacks?
My mum was fucking petrified. Like, she didn't want me to go. She was fucking bored.
Shout out to mum.
Yeah, shout out to mum. She was bawling her eyes out. I remember to this day the way that when we left the house, that she was in floods of tears and like she's like, oh, I'm gonna miss you and all this stuff, and I'm just like, fuck, I'm having a great time. I'm getting to go do this. I wanted to do this for so long. You just go off with your little backpack. You got 10 kilos of luggage, and you're like, fuck it, let's just see what happens.
I don't know what that means. 10 kilos of luggage, because I'm lugging around at least 40 nowadays with all my camera equipment.
Yeah, Eli did tell me the story that you. That you told me the other day about packing all this shit into his car, and he's like, what the fuck, man?
Oh. It was a Pelican box. That was it.
Oh, I mean, the guy's got a small car.
Yeah. Look, we played a little bit of Tetris. It all worked out.
Yeah, but it's a new car, so he was stressed.
Yeah. Look, it got there.
We got there and back. It's all good.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, after we spoke about that the other day, I went into the gym yesterday with Eli, and he told me, he's like, oh fuck, man. He goes, did you see when we were packing the car to go and all this? And I was like, nah. He goes, oh, we picked Andrew up in Sydney because obviously he flew up. And I said, oh yeah, cool. And he's like, yeah, man. He goes, fuck, turned up with so much fucking luggage, man. And he's like, what the fuck, dude? It's like the car's fucking packed to the rafters, and he's like stressing. And I was like, well, what do you expect, man? You're coming for a trip. You knew he was going to bring his cameras and his drones, and yeah, maybe you should have brought a series car. Anyway, well, that was pretty funny, especially after we spoke about it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I fucking love the guy. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. But yeah, so yeah, Mum was yeah,
She was devastated.
devastated. I think she still is to this day, to be honest. I mean, like me and my mum were always really close. When I say we still are. So yeah, it was really hard for her to let go, but eventually she had to. She had no choice.
Yeah.
But it's not easy, you know, being this far away from your family and, you know, the group of friends that you grew up with. But you just kind of make new friends and you meet new people and you have new interesting connections and you move on.
Did you always have one set group of friends like growing up in the UK?
Nah. Even now, like I have different pockets of people.
No, but like, did your family move around a bit, or did they stay in the one place?
No, we were pretty static, man.
Yeah, okay.
It's good and bad, isn't it? Because you get really good lifelong friends that you always have.
Yeah.
Like even to this day, I wouldn't talk to them for like 6 months. Pop a message and we're like on like it's yesterday.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Which is that's rare. But I kind of wish we moved around because it would have given me a lot more broadening of my mind at an earlier age. You kind of get different perspectives on things. I think if you stay in one place for too long, you end up kind of you're ungrateful. I think you just got, because everything's at your fingertips. You're like, oh yeah, this is here. Well, there's no novelty, is there? Just
you
just take things for granted.
Look, I only asked because I moved around a lot.
Yeah.
Like we moved house.
Yeah.
Every 2 years.
That's a lot of moving.
And you know, we were in Brunei for 2. Sorry, we were in Indonesia for 2, Brunei for 6, and then Singapore for 6. You know, and then I moved to Perth when I was 14.
It's a lot of different cultures.
Yeah,
very different,
and no one set group of friends. You know, you're always kind of saying hello to new ones or goodbye to the current ones because of the whole expat industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think sometimes it's good because it gives you an inner mental strength. You build like a resilience, so you don't really rely on people, and you find your own groove, and then anyone that comes in is a bonus, right? But yeah, for me it was tough because I had a really good group of friends back home. I still have like a few of them that we still are current to this day.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously I miss those guys, but when I go home or, you know, there's an event or whatever, we try and catch up or make something work.
Yeah.
And it's always good because you kind of, when you have, like I said, when you have something there all the time, you take it for granted. When it's not there,
that's exactly right.
You know, that's when you reflect and you go, holy shit, like, didn't realize how important this person or this was to me. But yeah, I'm lucky that in that sense I have people that make the effort to stay current.
Yeah,
which is hard to do because everyone gets busy with their shit, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't, particularly I think ever since COVID, life has just gotten busier.
Yeah, well, it depends on what you do, where you are, what your ambitions are. Some people have got lazier since COVID, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think here definitely people have. Because they got so much handouts and they're just like, well, fuck it. I don't need to work. And now they're like, oh, I don't want to work unless they're going to pay me top dollar. And it's like, it's not reality, is it? Anyway.
So where did you meet Georgie? Who I've also had on the podcast.
So we met in a hostel in St Kilda. So she's also British, as you know. She's actually from about 45 minutes away.
Yes, I do know.
You know. We met in a hostel in St Kilda. So of all places, you know, that's where all the Brits end up, of course.
Mate, you met someone who's from the same town as you.
Wow, 40 minutes away, but...
Same area, kind of.
Yeah. Well, it was never the plan. That's how it happened. You know, we were in the kitchen, of course. She was
What were you cooking her?
No, I was doing my own thing. We weren't even talking at this point. I didn't even met her. I just thought, this bird's all right. She's pretty fit. Like...
This bird is all right. She's pretty fit.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty fucking trash, but...
I mean, that's what. Hey,
that was the mindset at the time.
Complete honesty. That's what you were thinking at the time.
Yeah, and she was talking to another guy at that time, so he was giving or getting her number or giving that. I don't know. There was some exchange, and I was like, "Oh, you know what? While you're at it, like you might as well stick mine in there."
Yeah,
like my number, obviously.
yeah.
And from there, it kind of was a bit touch and go. Like there wasn't much conversation or nothing really happened for a while because she kept like ignoring me or like was like, "Oh,
she's playing hard to get.
I'm fucking busy. I've got to go do this with my friend. Oh, this person's here." Blah. I was like, "Yeah, whatever, man. You know what?" I genuinely was like, I don't give a fuck. I thought you were hot. I was interested. And if you're not gonna play the ball, then we'll fuck off.
Yeah.
But I didn't say that in as many words at the time.
Yeah.
And she'll probably slap me for hearing this. But anyway, it's the truth. And
she can slap you on Friday in front of all the boys.
Yeah.
For your birthday.
That's fine. And then, she was a bit of back and forward with text. And I just said, look, if you're not fucking interested, then just tell me because I ain't got time to waste. I want to be doing other shit. Nothing in particular with other people. I was like, I wanted to go and experience things. And I was like, I want people to bring the same energy to hang around and, have fun with.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like, she was like a bit taken back because she's actually really like an introvert and she's really shy. And she's come a long way since that day. But, we were exchanging messages and one day she just texted me and I was at my old share house. I used to live in a massive like share house with backpackers in Brighton. And I got this text. I was outside, we were playing some ping pong or something, I don't know, having a few beers, and she was like, "Oh, hey, how do I make a bechamel sauce?" And I was like, the fuck?
It's the fucking hook, line and sinker, the bechamel sauce.
Yeah, it was from that moment, and I was just like, you know what? I was like, hang on a minute. You haven't given me a fucking bar of anything. And you
now
want,
you're asking for a bechamel
cooking tips.
sauce.
Yeah, you want cooking tips. I was like, this bitch.
Bro.
Yeah. I was like the cheek.
She got ya.
Wow, yeah, she did.
How come the bechamel sauce wasn't brought up in the fucking speeches?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, because that's a fucking story.
That's a pretty good story. But yeah, so I did give her the recipe. And then she ended up caving. We ended up meeting up a few times and hanging out, going to like Werribee Zoo and doing like day trips and stuff like that. And I think the real breaking point, or not the breaking point, the real like breaking of the ice was she went back to the UK to visit her mum for Mother's Day in the UK, which is different to Australian Mother's Day.
Yeah, I've heard this story, yeah.
And she was coming back to Melbourne and I was like texting her while she was away, flirting, you know how it is. And I said, "Oh, how are you getting back into Melbourne? Like, you got like an Uber or a Skybus or like what?" So I was like, "I don't have any plans." I was like, "Oh, I'll pick you up." And I was like 3 a.m. or something. She was like, "Don't be silly." And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine." I was like, "I can't pick you up." And I was thinking, I've got a big house, like you can come crash here. I'll go sleep on the couch, whatever. You can take my room. Just trying to be a gentleman. And I full well like offered that. It was genuine. I was like, "Oh, you can have my bed." But yeah, so I picked her up.
When really she wanted your bechamel sauce. I was waiting for that.
That's a good one.
Special fucking recipe.
Yeah, straight in. No. Oh god. No.
That needs to be on a t-shirt. Actually, I got your bechamel sauce.
When she listens to this, we can vouch the idea to her. I'm sure she'll be up for it. No, so anyway, I picked her up, came back to the house, and then she's like, "Oh, you don't need to give up your bed. You can, it's like, I'll sleep next to you and blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Okay, this is what I wanted, so perfect." And then from there on, the rest is history, really. We just got on really well. Like there was probably a 12 to 18 month period where it wasn't that I had trust issues with people. It was like, I knew that at that point I wanted to stay here.
Yeah.
And I was like, anyone that gets in my way, like I'm just going to discard. Because I was really serious about trying to build a future here and, you know, focus on the long term. And then we spoke about it many times and she said, yeah, I'm all in. I was like, yeah, I've heard this before. But she stuck by me and, you know, now we're here today. So it was obviously...
I think you're right. Like a lot of people do say things like that and then...
In the moment, they don't realise the magnitude of what they're agreeing to.
Yeah, but then also I guess like... someone's snugging up next year. Like stuff happens and it really tests people. It tests them on what they really want to do or what they see as, I guess, valuable in what they're trying to achieve. And sometimes it doesn't line up.
Yeah, I mean...
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's part of everyone's got a different destination and a different time scale for the journey they're on, right?
Exactly.
Stars don't always align. Like for us, it was kind of like, well, at the start, I never really saw like something long term. And then the more that we kind of spoke about things and we had like a similar goal and a similar interest in certain things. And then it just kind of built from there, really. And she's a really easygoing, like relaxed person. When I'm like fucking out there, you know, want to talk to every person I see in the street. Oh, you're licking my arm now.
Yeah, he's fucking real friendly, this guy.
Georgie number 2.
He'll be no bechamel sauce for you, buddy.
No, that's weird.
Yeah, he fucking comes and licks me on my lips like when I'm back from the gym.
Salt.
Yeah. It's weird.
He could probably smell my cats on the bag.
Yeah, probably. He's like, I want to get closer to those guys.
But yeah, sorry to get sidetracked there. Yeah, and then, you know, we've been through so many ups and downs since then, but more highs than lows. And obviously it got to that point in the relationship where I was like, well, I should probably start thinking about the next step because things were good. And I kind of was talking to my dad and I was talking to a couple of my close friends saying, you know, I think this girl's the one. So, yeah, I was like, well, after a bit of a chat with my dad and sort of... What are we celebrating here? I haven't said anything. No.
Spoke to your dad.
Yeah. Told him, you know, obviously he'd met Georgie through FaceTime and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I spoke to her mum, asked for the blessing because her dad, I didn't know her, well, I don't really know her dad still. So, yeah, her mum gave me the blessing. So then I proposed. And, yeah.
Sounds like you're a traditional man.
What's a traditional man these days? I don't know.
Well, you ask for the blessing.
Yeah, because I just think, well, some things are best left the way they should be.
Yeah.
You know, especially things like that.
Yeah.
It's quite a big thing. Especially like you're asking to become part of that person's family, right? Essentially, that's what that means because it's going to lead to marriage and kids and all that. So
I have had some conversations with people, conversations with women who've said to me, why do people have to ask my parents? I'm my own person. And I'm just like...
This is a whole can of worms.
I'm like, it's not that you're your parents' property. It's just that, as you say, you're asking to be part of the family and you're asking for her to be part of your family. And it's like, you know...
it's a big thing.
It's not, don't think it's nothing to do with...
People overthink shit, man.
It's nothing to do with like...
Ownership
or like property or anything like that. Even though... I probably won't say that. Even though I know that like there are still some cultures that, you know, a dowry is paid, but that's tradition and that's part of a culture, you know.
Yeah, well, from my upbringing and what I've seen and kind of within my knowledge, that's kind of the way things were or have always been done. So
yeah.
I just thought that's the right thing to do. For some people, it might not be.
I think it's nice.
Yeah, and I mean, like her mum was like, she was so happy. You know?
Yeah.
She was like, of course, yes, and like she was elated.
Yeah.
And it gets funny because the proposal was like, it was our 4-year anniversary or something.
Did you do a PowerPoint presentation?
No. So actually, she brought me a gift for our 4-year anniversary, and I didn't get her nothing. I got her fuck all, not even a card.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did feel bad because I was like, oh fuck, I haven't done this.
I mean, that's like taking a girl for pizza on her first date. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but you're setting the bar really low to like build up to shit.
Yeah, but like, you know what? We went to Queensland for a 10-day holiday, and I'd obviously, actually from a previous message with our old housemate Jess from years ago or previous years, there was like a joke in there about ring sizes and all that, and she put a ring size in the chat, and I still had that message in the archives.
Oh.
So then when I was looking at rings, I already knew her size.
Oh.
And then she had like a Pinterest board of all these visions that she was interested in, the way she wanted to get married, the way she wanted to be proposed to, the ring style, all this stuff. Anyway, I didn't actually see the ring style, but I went into the shop and I was looking around and I found the particular ring that I picked at that time. And I was like, yep, I'll spend this much, blah, blah, blah. And because I was always told it's 3 months' wages for an engagement ring, which is quite a lot of money. And
that's
I think
also a traditional thing.
It is traditional, but I think also it's not really about the cost of something. It's about the sentiment and the reasoning behind why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And if the person truly values you, then they're not going to look at the dollar cost of the actual thing that you're doing.
The cost shouldn't really.
Yeah, it shouldn't really be a thought, right? Anyway, I spent a good amount of money, but the original ring I picked was identical to the one that. So we went to Queensland. I had the ring with me, obviously. On the plane, she didn't see anything, and we went on our first or second day. It was pissing down with rain, and we're like, "What the fuck are we gonna do? There's nothing to do. Normally, you're just chilling on the beach, getting lunch, dinner, whatever." So we're like, fuck it, we'll go shopping. And then we're walking through the shopping centre. She's looking at all her eyes on the jewelry shop. She's like, and I'm like, why don't we just go and have a look? What's the big deal? And I was like, why don't you just get your ring measured and like try on some rings? Like, and then she goes, oh my God, in the group chats to her girl mates. And she was like, I think he's going to propose. Like, he's asking me. And she's like, sorry, they were saying that because she was like, oh, Jack just asked me. And then she was like, nah, he would never. Like, it's not going to happen. Anyway, she picked out almost to the identical ring that I'd brought her, but the diamond was a different shape because of her finger.
Yeah.
Like, the certain shape that she had on her or has on her engagement ring looked better on her finger. It's like a long oval shaped diamond rather than round.
Yeah.
So I had the round one, and then the jeweler at the time put the oval shaped one. And I saw it and I was like, oh, fuck. Like, this is exactly what she wants. So I was like, I'm so fucking close. So anyway, we, took the ring off. We went, got measured. So I already knew I had the right size. But then we went and done some shopping, whatever. We went back to our Airbnb. And then I was like, fuck. I was like, I had my watch on. I was like, oh, this fucking battery's died. Like, I was like, I need to go get it replaced. And she's like, oh, I can't be fucked to go back there. So I'm just going to chill. And I was like, yeah, cool. I was like, I'll go. So I grabbed the ring. I went back to the shop. It's a different shop, but like there's loads of them.
Yeah.
I went back there and I was like, right. I was like, I brought this ring for my partner. We came in earlier to try on, she's trying some rings, just like she doesn't know anything. And I saw that one on her finger and I was like, fuck, that looks so good. And I was like, it was like a lot more expensive, but I was like, I've got to swap it and get the ring and pay the difference because like I'm this close, I might as well be on the money.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I swapped the ring, and I was like, yeah, I'm just changing the watch in my battery in my watch. I went back. She was none the wiser. And then it was like the morning of the day I was going to propose, and I said, oh, this afternoon let's come back from the beach. I was like, just get showered, dress up nice, put some makeup on, whatever you want to do, like just feel like your best. But I was like, she goes, what footwear? I was like, I'll just throw on some Crocs. She's like, what the fuck? You're telling me to get dressed up and then wear Crocs? Like, she's a Croc girl, as you know.
Yeah.
But she was like, oh, this is fucking confusing. Why are you getting me to wear a nice dress and like dress up nicely and then put on Crocs? And she had no idea. And I was like, it's all good. Just whatever you feel comfortable in. Cool. So I got dressed up. I didn't wear a shirt, actually. I just wore like a t-shirt.
Oh, so you did wear clothing on your top half?
Yeah, a t-shirt,
just shorts,
some like cargo pants or whatever. And I found this chick on Instagram that did like these teepees, like.
Oh yeah.
So I was like messaging her when we were at the airport in Melbourne, and I was like, oh hey, I need this on this date. Like, how much is it going to cost? Can you do this? Like, she's like, yep, it's all seamless. I go there, set everything up. And then I had a friend that lived up there as a chef, and I was like, mate, can you do me like cheese platter, like champagne, nice fruit, stuff like that? Pardon me. He's like, yeah, sure. I was like, this is what I'm going to do. Bang, I just need this there. Just drop it there. There's a woman there. I'll link you guys on Instagram. Sort it out. I'll pay you whatever. Anyway, so that all got set up. And we're going past all the restaurants and we're in the Uber. And Georgie's like, where the fuck are we going? Like, all the good restaurants are here. And I was like, oh, yeah, there's a few more down here. There was like a few restaurants we'd never been to down there. It was in Mooloolaba bit. And we'd gone past the second lot of restaurants. She's like, what the fuck? Get out of the Uber. We walked to the beach. And she's like, why the fuck am I dressed up to come to the beach? I don't understand. I was like, it's all good. Like, just chill. Walk on the beach. The teepee's there, right? And there's like a chalkboard. I got the woman to write on there, like, you complete me, stuff like that. Still.
And still. You complete me, Georgie.
Yeah. And
I mean, him.
My bechamel completed her. Oh. No, and she was still none the wiser. And I was like, this is for...
So she still didn't like...
She had no fucking idea that it was like a potential proposal situation. And I just like, I forgot our 4th anniversary. I'm so sorry. I'm making it up to you. Like, this is for you. And she was like, oh, that's so sweet. And still didn't have a clue.
Bro,
I was like, oh my God.
It was like you were punking her.
I was like, are you fucking stupid or what? Like, I'm not going to fucking set this up for a 4-year anniversary. Like,
she's not stupid. She was just...
No, well, she just didn't expect it. That's what it was. That's the truth. Not stupid, but like, I was like, how has she not realised? Anyway, even still, we were having a conversation. We were having some cheese and whatever. We were just chatting. It was like sunset. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And even still, like, I was talking about like the future. I was like, and she's just, it didn't click. And I was just like, oh my goodness. How have you not realised what this is about? Anyway, yeah, so she didn't have no clue. So then I was just like, all right, fuck it. Let's go for it.
Let's go. Showtime.
It wasn't quite like air horns and that, but there was a few people around.
Oh, really?
So then they saw us, they saw me propose. She was like, oh my fucking God, like, I had no idea. Like, then she obviously saw the ring and she was like, what the fuck? Like, it's the same ring I put on. So obviously I told her the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fucking amazing. And it was a really good holiday. It was an expensive one, but it was fucking good.
I mean, I guess you kind of got the outcome that you wanted.
Yeah, 100%.
Which was obviously a yes,
yeah.
But also to surprise her. And she was none the wiser right up until...
Like, literally until I was on my knee.
Yeah.
Like, hilarious, really.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was awesome, man. And it's one of our favourite spots up there. So it just kind of was really fitting. And, and then obviously since then, we've gone to that next step.
Yeah, he likes to...
Yeah, he keeps putting his paws on me.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? We're besties.
He's getting a bit chunky, actually, in his face. He would have been so much smaller the last time you saw him.
He was a kitten when he's biting me now. Oh,
Yeah.
You playing?
Yeah, so you obviously had the wedding.
Yeah, man. What an awesome couple of days that was.
Yeah.
There was a lot of planning, a lot of stress, a lot of hours work to pay for it, but it was all worth it.
I've been telling people about the wedding, and I pretty much just say it is the best wedding I've been to.
Yeah, that's a big statement.
And then I follow up with even better than mine. And they were like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, I mean, everything that happened on that day was planned to the T.
Like even the weather.
Oh, well, we didn't plan. Well, we planned for that, but we couldn't make that happen.
Yeah, people were like, it was fucking raining 3 days in a row, like yesterday.
Like torrential.
Yeah,
yeah.
And
we got fucking lucky.
You got real lucky.
Well, the stars aligned, man. It was meant to be.
Yeah,
dude, are you fucking serious? You're throwing the shit out of me here.
He just had his tongue out then before.
Oh, he's biting me. Fucking. Now he's licking me. Oh, dude. Yeah, man, like everything that happened on the wedding day and leading up, or well, like for that whole event, we planned everything to the T. Like we had so much time. So it wasn't a case of like, oh, we just rock up and it all works and it's seamless. Like there was so much preparation, so much hard work. And Georgie did a lot of the DIY and behind the scenes, she did so much that people would be like, they wouldn't realize like what levels she went to.
Yeah. People don't realize.
Yeah, well,
people don't realize a lot.
You don't really want them to realize because it's like it looks the part, but it was all about small personal touches.
Yeah,
and like from the flowers and like all the bridesmaids, like gift bags, and we got like personalized cufflinks for the groomsmen and just like the color matching and just like so many little bits and pieces. And she made like little coat hangers with like ribbons on names. And
I know, I think there was a point where I got the sense that Georgie was like, oh, is he going to be okay? Because he's coming alone, like talking about me.
Yeah.
He's coming alone. And then she said something at the beach and she's like, oh, we won't have to worry about him. He can talk to anybody. That's actually what I loved the most about the wedding, is just this whole culmination of all these different types of people, and you just be able to talk to like
mashed together
everybody. Yeah.
Well, that was my favorite reflection from the whole event. Obviously, like getting married, but just seeing like it's the only one time in our lives that we'll probably ever have all those people in that one spot. Like, it's never going to happen again. So I was trying to be really present, be in the moment, enjoy it. And and
everybody was just so cool about everything.
Everybody got on so well.
Yeah.
Like different, like I had like football friends. I have like Dino from F1 who completely knows no one apart from me and Georgie, really.
Yeah.
I'd like, to Jarrah and Mick, those guys, like they knew of Dean because I always talk F1 with them, or with Jarrah and his dad. And it was like so good to get them to meet, and they just got on like a house on fire. Yeah. Oh, even you did with him, to be fair. He's a lovely guy.
Yeah.
And just other pockets of people that are just in the everyday are just like, nah, they're not compatible, man.
Yeah.
But I wasn't worried.
Yeah.
Because the vibes were going to be always good.
Yeah.
Like when people have a few drinks, there's good music, there's good energy.
How did you go about picking that venue though? Because like
it's pretty funny. So like Georgie was just scrolling Instagram and just come across it randomly. But like her cousins and
you do.
Yeah, her cousins and uncle and auntie lived in Jarvis Bay for a while.
Right.
Her uncle and auntie still do. Her cousins have now moved away.
Right.
But we will go up there and visit them 3 times a year or something like that.
Right.
And then she's like, oh, I found this is amazing. And like we set the date and that, and then I was just like, I have no fucking clue about all this stuff. It's
details.
I was just a guest. But the day was all about her, right? Because it was. That's the truth. No? It's all about them. It's all about the woman. It's their day, man. I'm just there for like good photos, really.
this is the sequence. Her family, and then the guests, and then you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Below the guests.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she found it on Instagram, and then we went up there and visited it, and it was at the time my mum was out, and we went there and we looked around and went, fuck, this place is a madness. It was summer, so it was like beautiful, 30 odd degrees. Like,
yeah,
it would have been too hot for a wedding, but it was like, fuck, this is mental.
Yeah.
So we went, fuck it, shall we book it? And we kind of looked at each other, and I was like, yeah, all right, let's just do it. Like, it feels like the right thing.
Yeah.
And then 2 years of planning, paying for the damn thing, and getting everything ironed out to be like the way we wanted it to be. Because what we loved is like it's a BYO venue, so you could bring in your own vendors, bar, DJ, photographer, videographer, like food. Everything was like customizable, which is like what we wanted. And then it could also accommodate everyone and be in one place, which is like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Because it means that everyone had time to like converge, chat. There was no sort of like, traditional weddings, you're like, really, you get like 4 or 5 hours to kind of chew someone's ear off. You're stuck at a table. That's kind of it. And then it's done. When the formalities take time, we were like, we don't want any of that bullshit. Like, some people,
especially if families traveling from such a far away.
Yeah, well, we wanted to showcase like, well, this is what our life is like, because it is like that. It's a beach lifestyle. Like, maybe not in Melbourne. Like, when the weather's good, it is. But, that's like our dream scenario. And to bring our family here and friends and stuff, and to have everything that would line up the way it did, and then the weather to turn on the way it did, it was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was emotional. Like, when you chucked a drone up for yoga, and I was out of sync by a long way. Anyway, it was fucking fun, but it brought out so much emotion that morning. I was just like, whoa, it all hit me.
That was pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, I haven't seen the footage, but I'm sure it's fucking bad.
Because people were like, because I got the.
Well, it's distracting because it was like dead silent. She's like talking about
and then
the chakras. Oh, he has. And then everyone's like, huh? and then James and Matty were next to me, and obviously the night before, everyone's drinking, having plenty of food, and he was ripping some hard farts, man. And I was like trying so hard to focus on breathing, and I was just like, fuck it. This is so stupid, but like, yeah, that was funny.
That is very funny. Funny. Where's the honeymoon?
We're going to Bali. I'm not saying just Bali. Like, Georgie's never been. I've been once. Really looking forward to going back. The week in Canggu and a week in Uluwatu. Do like a hotel in Uluwatu and an Airbnb in Canggu, which we've now booked and finalized. And really looking forward to that. It'll be our first official holiday overseas, other than going back to the UK as a couple. Because of the expense of doing a wedding, and like also COVID, and obviously doing my apprenticeship as well.
Yeah.
So just didn't have the time or the funds to do an overseas trip. But now obviously things are settled and we're in a much better position. So.
Yeah, and Bali's such a great place. Like, there's such a variety there, and
just gonna look forward to just chillaxing, eating, drinking.
Yeah.
Just having good quality time with each other.
Obviously no conversation yet about kids, because
To be honest, man, I would, if she fell pregnant tomorrow, I'd be over the moon. Like, whenever it happens or however it happens, I'm ready. So
the bechamel sauce.
Yeah, something like that. There's the special edition.
Yes, your apprenticeship.
Yeah,
so
we scanned past that.
So you decided to give up working in the kitchen.
Yeah, I was working with Eli. It just was like, what a fuckwit. Let's get out of this shit. No, I'm joking. It wasn't because of that. It was pre-COVID, before all that lockdown stuff. I was like, this is a young man's game. Like, if I want to pursue this, I have to open my own business. But then I'd seen like the struggles, how hard it was to actually make profit, how many moving parts, and you just can't. I mean, that's like any business, right? But it's just like a constant energy suck.
So many moving parts.
Yeah, like energy. It's like an energy drain, man. Like because when you first start out, it's all about the passion and creativity, right? The higher up you get, it comes about delegation, people management, like cost control, trying to write menus, but like not upset people because you're taking off their favorite dish. You know, you're like, for fuck's sake. So you kind of lose the vision that you had when you started, because it start to end is so different. So for me, it was like, right, I've gone through the ranks, I've come up, I run a few places in Melbourne, and it was exhausting and really wasn't what I was thinking I wanted to do anymore. I was like, it's too much. Like I've sacrificed all my free time to fucking please other people.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you got to do that to get where you want to get to, but it was just like a constant, and it's just like, you know, you'd always have someone calling sick or.
So was it COVID though that kind of made you reevaluate?
No, it was before COVID. I knew I wanted out, and then I stepped away from the role I was in, and then I obviously came to Frank's for a year and a half or something, 2 years on and off, and I was reinvigorated because I was relieved of responsibility of running the whole venue. So it kind of felt like I was stepping back to make a step forward to refresh myself, but I still knew I wanted to get out. And I needed something hands-on, but something that was going to stimulate my brain. So that's why I chose the electrical pathway. And I'm obviously still going through that. I'm near the end of my time in training. It's just more like time by like on the job that I've got to see out.
Yeah.
But it's great. The lifestyle is so much different. Like I start at 6:30, I'm home by like 3 o'clock if I'm working local. It's a different kind of pressure. It's like hospitality's like here, now, then, bang, let's go. So it's different adrenaline. Whereas that's like, right, you got a deadline, 6-9 months, whatever, it has to be done. But in the days, some days, like you don't get much done. Like it's just things that you can't control, or you don't have what you need.
There's more variables, I think.
Yeah, more variables, yeah.
Because in the kitchen, it's a culmination. I think the reason why the kitchen's such a pressure cooker situation is because it's the end point of like all of these things, right?
Yeah, it's the tying of the knot, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's the tying of the knot. The chef is the tying of the knot, and the bringing together of everything to that final last outcome. Whereas in a electrical project management sense, there's a lot of moving parts, but there's no one.
Yeah, like
tying
denominator,
tying of the knot. Like there's a critical path.
Yeah,
but there's no.
Yeah, there's like. Yeah, there's not like finishing touch. It's like it's always pieces.
Yeah,
it's just like a process of stages.
Yeah,
yeah, it's so different, man. Like it's like some days are fucking crazy. Like there's so much to do, you don't even know where to fucking start because some jobs are massive. And it's just like overwhelming, but you just need to break it down and just work on like bits at a time and not try to focus on the wider picture. Just like slim it down and go, right, do this. So very different. Pardon me, I got some wind. Yeah, very different career. Still, it's one of those careers you can go anywhere with, which is what it appeals to me as well. Like I can take it.
And it's hands-on.
Yeah, it's hands-on. It's like technical. There's a lot more that goes in it than people realize, as you would know.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, I never used to like math as a kid. And as I've gone through this whole process, I've kind of had a new appreciation for it. I'm like, holy shit, it's fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like the way shit just like, someone's figured it out and it's just like, bang, this, and this, and this, and it all comes together.
It's, yeah, so I studied electrical engineering.
Yeah, so it's higher level.
And it's the hardest engineering that you can go
It's a whole
through.
other language.
Yeah, because it's a whole nother language, and because you can't see electricity and you can kill people.
Yeah, it's all like numbers, man.
Yeah,
but like equations and shit.
Like some of my fellow students, they went on to like work for electricity companies. Working on 50,000 voltage like generators and
stuff.
like all this type of stuff. And yeah, like it's all maths.
Yeah.
You get one bit of the equation wrong, you're like...
Well, especially for you guys, because you guys design the system that we're going to install, right?
Yeah,
so you have to really have a deep understanding.
Yeah.
We need to understand it, but we also need to kind of not dig too deep into it because it can chew you up because there's so much to consume.
Yeah.
And it's just...
But it's also more dangerous for you because you're handling it.
Yeah, well, for sure. Like, I mean, I have had a close call. I was working on a circuit and shouldn't have been live, and it actually was.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
Did you get zapped?
Luckily, with my insulated pliers, no.
Oh, thank God!
But it did go bang, and it was fucking scary. And I was like, my adrenaline was through the roof, so my heart rate was like, and I was like, "Fuck, did I get electrocuted or not?" Yeah, something like that. And it took me a good 20 minutes, half an hour to kind of calm down, come around and be like, fuck, I'm going to work on this, go back to work.
Yeah, just like slow down.
Well, it just scares you a bit. Yeah, you're just like, holy shit, because that's a flashing, your life flashes before your eyes.
Did the pliers like blow up?
They did, but like I was like quickly like released.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's what they're for, like the insulation, right?
Yeah. Because if they weren't insulated,
oh, I was fucked.
Yeah, what happens is
you grip them.
Yeah, you grip them harder.
Spasm. Yeah, you spasm.
Yeah,
and that's the issue. You can't let go.
Yeah,
but luckily, I didn't get injured or hurt or didn't actually get a belt, but it was the closest I've come. But then it's just kind of like you can't blame other people because you need to treat everything as live when you're in that situation.
Yeah.
So it's like a lapse in concentration for 1 second.
And I guess it's also like, yes, other people need to do their own quality assurance, but you also need to do like quality assurance as well. And
you need to safeguard yourself. Yeah, right? That's the thing. It
which you did with the insulated pliers.
Yeah, well, that's pretty standard. I mean, the thing is, it's like no matter how much you trust someone in that scenario, you never trust someone with your life. Do you know what I mean? Like you're putting your life at risk, so you need to make sure you just take the right protocols and the right processes to avoid that exact scenario. And it's very easy to slip the mind because the job goes from being like, all right, nothing's live to everything's live. Like things are, active, and it doesn't comprehend in your mind because you've been doing that particular thing like on that particular job for so long.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, everything's off, it's all good, and then it's like bang. So yeah, it's definitely a wake up call, and like I won't forget that, and it's good that I didn't cop a zap or anything. But it definitely made me realize, all right, I need to be more proactive.
I think it's funny how you said you never used to have an appreciation of maths, but now you do.
Yeah. Oh man, I honestly, growing up at school, maybe it's the way I got taught. I don't know. Like my teacher was.
I fucking love maths. I used to look. I loved it when I was.
It's
younger.
a love language, man.
I appreciate it now.
Wild.
It serves no purpose now.
Yeah, even for me, really, like once I've done my trade school, really it doesn't serve any purpose.
Yeah.
Like I still need it.
Yeah.
But not on the level that they teach you.
Yeah.
Because there's calculators that work all that shit out.
Yeah.
Like you just need to understand how and why.
Well, there's AI now.
Yeah, well, there's so many tools.
It's so ridiculous
and
what's coming out.
Oh, you wouldn't have a calculator in your pocket in the future. Oh, we got fucking better than that now, right?
Yeah.
So
we're gonna have chips in our brains.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I won't be the first one to try that.
No, because there are people out there that are trying it already, but
Yeah, but they are they not the people that have like issues?
oh yeah, I think they do.
So try and help them live some form of normality,
Yeah, live a better
better quality life.
quality of
Yeah.
life. That's it. Mm.
Yeah, that's interesting. I
But
don't know.
how is playing COD a better quality of life?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he can like aim his 100% accuracy.
Yeah, he's never gonna miss. He's like a laser
with his eyes. Click, click, click.
Yeah, he gets smoked on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know with that stuff, man. It's as we said in the podcast with the boys before. AI is freaky scary, but it's more about the hands it gets into, isn't it? Like I'm all for like technology and all this stuff because it's making our life easier. But does it make us lazier? Probably. I guess.
Is it lazy or is it increasing convenience so that we can do
it makes us more efficient.
Yeah, so we can do other things.
Yeah.
You know, like I recall someone saying to me, they're like, oh, you know, the whole Uber Eats thing, da 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 da. Like, yeah, I used to get
flat battery.
Oh, that's okay. That's camera number 4. We still have camera number 3 going.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Someone saying, before Uber Eats, they used to like freak out about making sure they had all the ingredients for like Sunday night meal prep, blah 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 blah. Right. Whereas now, they don't really care. They don't stress out as much because if they don't have food, they can just call Uber Eats.
Yeah.
So does that make you lazy or is it just a convenience thing?
50-50, maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't often get takeaway. Sometimes when it depends if I'm really knackered or if it's just like, oh, let's just treat ourselves and get something. But I find like, I don't know, it's like when you live in a major city like this, everything's convenient because it's on your doorstep. So you like the idea of convenience, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you got Uber Eats. It's like in the major city, there's so many options. So it's easy. You know, you got DoorDash, you got all this shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of get that. Like it's convenience, but it is also kind of laziness in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, how hard is it to just fucking nip out for 10 minutes and go grab something?
Yeah, well, friends of mine, when they came over from Perth, they stayed in the city. And they arrived at like 4 in the afternoon or something. And I get a message from them at like 8:30. And they were like, holy shit, what is going on in Melbourne? And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, we're like outside walking around. There's so many people around. And we've looked at Uber Eats and there's so many options. I'm like, you're in Melbourne. You're not in Perth.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, Uber Eats is like ridiculous. So many options.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess like with the whole AI stuff, it is going to get slightly scarier when they start adding it into quantum computing.
Yeah, I read up about this. They used it. They created a quantum computer in, was it Japan or somewhere? And it could crack a math code in like something that would take a supercomputer 10 years. It cracked it in like 6 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
It's like
crazy.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
There was also so they hooked up 2 quantum computers and it actually they did an experiment and it proved teleportation.
Wow. Yeah, fucking beats me. I don't know. There's too much shit going on in life to worry about that, I suppose. But it's it's gonna change the game for sure.
Yeah.
But it makes you worry because if it can crack something so complex in such little time, when they develop it on a mass scale and it gets into the wrong hands, then we're all fucked. because all of our encryption's going to get wiped out, isn't it?
Yeah.
The encryption will just be like, let's fucking...
The encryption will mean nothing.
Nothing, yeah. It's just like
because
paper barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll go, encryption gone in half a second.
Yeah.
You know.
Two-factor authentication, no worries.
Yeah. I've got your face because there's cameras everywhere. Oh.
Yeah, we're on a slippery slope, I have to say. But hopefully it doesn't... I don't think in our lifetime they'll be able to develop I don't want to write them off, but I don't think they'll be able to develop enough quantity of that particular supercomputer or that quantum computing to maybe impact us enough. Maybe in our later life, I don't know. I don't know how many it's going to take, but yeah, that's fucking scary.
I think in order for it to truly have an impact on everybody's lives,
maybe they've already done it and they're just showing us the snippets.
Oh yeah,
because it's like when they build something, right? They go, this is a prototype of this car. We're going to release it to the public. You're going to see what it's capable of, and then we're going to release the real non-prototype version in 12 months. Yeah. So they have to have a deep understanding to actually make that public knowledge, because I always feel like we're 5 or 10 steps behind what we see. Yeah. In the sense of like tech and what governments are up to.
Well, the reason for that is because government is the one that's always developing it.
Yeah.
They always pay for the research and development.
Well, we pay for it.
Well, they pay for it first, and then someone goes, "Oh, we can commercialize this and make some money out of it."
I mean, the taxpayer pays for it, don't it? That's what I'm saying. The government is taxpayer money, right?
Yeah, that's true.
However, that shit's scary. But who knows? Maybe they've already developed something crazy like that, and it's about to fucking screw us all in the next 10 years.
Now, you're right into soccer.
Yeah, football. Come on, mate.
Football. Sorry.
Yeah.
Football. But Brazil?
Well, the story behind this is like, I went to Hanoi, obviously, recently, and I play 5-a-side football on a weeknight on the Thursday with the footy lads, and we currently play in orange, so we've all just got random shades of orange. It's purely because no one plays in orange. I've never come across teams in orange.
What do you mean?
Or just like where we play in our little league, like obviously in bigger.
Is it a restricted zone, that city?
What this
orange?
Oh no! Oh, you're talking about the fucking New South Wales, idiot. No.
Sorry.
I was like, what is he on about? Nah, so we always played in orange.
I get you to bring the mic like just down here. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's better.
So you can see me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been like this the whole time.
That's all right.
No, so I was like, it's time for a refresh. Hanoi's good for all this sort of shit. So,
what position do you play?
When I was younger, I used to play on the wing, but I don't have the legs to run anymore. And like 5-a-side is not really, you don't have a set position. Everyone just kind of does the role, like rotates. It's all about movement and stuff in 5-a-side. So
right, okay.
I like personally sit back a bit more, just because there's guys in my team that are way better than me. So I'll let them.
Are they younger?
Yeah, younger, but they're really good players as well. So
they got more springing in their legs.
Yeah, I think in my head I've still got it. But, I'll score the odd occasional good goal, but nothing like them. So anyway, the whole reason behind this was like, why not? It'll be funny if we all get Ronaldo 9 Brazil tops and just all wear it, because like he's an iconic player, won the World Cup in 2002. Yeah. Brazil won it 5 times, and it's just an iconic top. So I was like, it'd be funny. We'll just go there, rock up, thinking that we're like fucking all Ronaldo. It'd be hilarious. And they were cheap, and I've not seen anyone wearing them. So it was like, fuck it, yeah. But our team's called Chicken Tikka Mo Salah. So like Mo Salah is in like the football player. He plays for Liverpool. But
Chicken Teacup.
No, chicken tikka, like as
Oh,
in
chicken
curry.
tikka.
Yeah, chicken tikka Mo Salah.
Right.
So it's like chicken tikka as in like curry, and then Mo Salah as in the player.
Gotcha.
But then we always abbreviate it chicken tikka masala because it's just funny, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
So hence the orange. The orange makes sense.
They're going to be really confused when you
Yeah,
rock up with
100%.
yellow.
They'll be like Brazilian Indians. What?
Yeah.
Nah. That team name's stuck for like a long time now. So we're just kind of like, oh, this is our name. This is who we are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I thought, well, it'd be cool to wear it on the podcast. Why not? Fuck it.
Fuck it. I had another question for you. Oh, it was Formula One.
Oh yeah.
So, are you like committed to Ferrari now, or are you just committed to Hamilton?
Look,
because
it's always been Lewis for me.
I get
that. It's always been Lewis. Like I've watched it in the days of Schumacher and stuff when I was really, like a lot younger.
Yeah.
And Ferrari's always like the iconic team. They're the most prestigious, most famous.
Yeah.
So like two brands like Hamilton and Ferrari coming together was like, wow, it's like this is huge.
I mean, Mercedes really fucked it.
Yeah, I mean, look, that a tough couple of years. I don't want to say too much because, I think they've recovered quite well this year so far.
Mm.
And I'm a bit torn because I got Dean there, he works there, so I have a close affiliation, and I really like Kimi Antonelli. He's the young rookie at the moment, and he's driving well. And obviously, when I was in Melbourne, I got into the garage and was talking with the engineers and met Kimi, and yeah, it was cool. So Mercedes is always going to be like my team, but I'm always Lewis has always been my driver, so it's kind of hard because he's in that adaptation period, and like it was like the dream was like, he comes in and he gets Ferrari a world title after, what has it been, almost 20 years since they won a driver's title. And the dream was like the two big brands come together, everything aligns and they win. And like that was always far-fetched, and I knew it was going to be a challenge because he's got to basically forget everything he knows in that car at Mercedes and relearn everything at Ferrari. It's a completely different engine, the way it performs, the way the car works, the systems, the Italian language, so many barriers. So it's a big challenge, especially at 40 years old. So that's why I admire that. Like I've always admired him because he's always had a never give up mentality and attitude towards things. Yeah. Which is what I've always loved him for. And like when he was young and raw, it was like you get to see that emotion as well. So
and then a whole background story of there's some clips going around how his dad
he worked like 3 jobs,
worked 3 jobs, basically begged the bank for a £10,000 loan
to keep him going,
to keep his son going, and
never gave up.
Can you imagine if they didn't?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of young kids out there that are really, really talented. I know one. He's a Melbourne local. Yeah. Not Oscar Piastri. Although obviously people know who that is. No, there's a guy that goes to the local gym, and he's on the verge of like doing something big, but doesn't have the funds or the backing to get to that level. So you're talking just to sign on with like the top team's driver management. So you're talking like 250k pounds, so $500,000. And then that just gets you in their management. That doesn't get you a seat. That doesn't guarantee anything. To get into that top level, you're talking millions. So you need like a good backing, good sponsors, etc. And like I had a few contacts that I was like trying to kind of like link up. They spoke and they tried to do something for him, but just didn't align at that time, unfortunately. But I do see that like it's a really tough sport to crack in. I used to race bikes and stuff when I was younger, so I do know like the expense is crazy. So yeah, like that's a big reason why I love Lewis, because he comes from nothing. He's built himself up to a megastar, and he still remembers his roots, and he's not like
Yeah.
Okay, everyone's got like an ego. Everyone's got like, you know, some arrogance about them. But as he's obviously got older, he's mellowed out and he's a lot. He's very humble. And I've met him quite a few times and he's never been rude. He's very polite. Always makes time for people.
Mm.
And I think that's really important.
I think it comes with age. Like, if you still have such a big support group and following, you know, for your like journey, then, you know, I guess maturity will make you humble.
Yeah.
Because people won't follow that if you've been at it for such a long time. You know, like imagine if he was still like how he might have been when he was younger, like showboating around and raw and stuff like that. People probably wouldn't be as
interested. Be like, oh, he's a dickhead.
Yeah.
I mean, some people still have that opinion, but no one's gonna love you. Not everyone's gonna love you, no matter what you do or who you are. Right? That's just a tricky.
But I guess also he's also done a lot of like charity work and like fundraising, like all that type of stuff, you know, throughout his career, probably more so towards, you know, the later part of his career now. Yeah,
he's in the position where he can give back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to watch, see, for me, it's like, it's a multi-billion-dollar sport. It's hard for people to get into it. But then all this talent that is out there that doesn't get in, it's like no one ever discovers or knows about it unless they're within that industry. So that's what really made me fall in love with watching him race and like the way he conducted himself. And obviously when he was young, you know, arrogant, aggressive, whatever, but it was exciting. It's a bit
like hungry.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a bit like watching. I mean, I don't really like Max Verstappen, but you have to say, like, look, he's come in, he was raw, he's got, you know, he's started to calm down a bit, but he's still, I just don't think he respects everyone as much as he probably should. Like, he should, he doesn't seem to show he's that grateful to be in the position he is. He just fucking whinges and goes, you know, the fucking car's shit, this, that. And it's like, okay, I get you're frustrated, but you're 26, mate, 27, you've won 4 titles, chill. Like, obviously, I understand you have a desire to win and you're a winning machine. Fine. But you need to have some humility and you need to be... Okay. You need to be respectful for the team around you and the people that put in all the hard work to get you into that position. Because, the driver can be a superstar. But if everything else doesn't align, they don't have the team behind them, the car... Like, you know, there's so many factors and small details that come into it. Then you're not going to win. Like, even if you've got the best car, it's not the case of, you just win because you're the best car. Like, you have to put the performance in. You have to be consistent. Everything has to work out. Communication.
Exactly.
You know, so...
It's the tying of the knot. It's the bringing everything together. Sure. Like, you don't start complaining about one particular thread, you know, because you're the one that's tying the knot. Like, you know, you have to be the conductor and like drive the symphony of things going on.
That's why I always love Lewis, because even in his hardest times, he would get frustrated with himself when he was younger and he would really be hard on himself. But as he's got older, he's like, you know, sometimes it is what it is, man. It's all good. We go again next week. You know, thanks for the team. You know, try to keep the morale up. Yeah. Because I think relationships is what's important, right?
Exactly.
And respecting those around you, because at the end of the day, they're all sacrificing their lives to be there with their time, with their families, their kids. Yeah, okay, they get paid well, but, you know, it's still a lot of time away.
Do you know how I love to keep the morale up?
Go on.
Smelling salts.
I knew you were waiting for this one. He's like, what? Oh, this shit. I couldn't smell it, but...
Well, yeah, I can smell it in the bag. Did you just shake it? I can't believe you just shaked it.
Yeah, I did. Why am I supposed to?
That's all right. That's all right. Whoa!
Oh,
Let me have a go.
I didn't even go hard then. Ah!
Oh shit!
Wakey, wakey. Maybe this guy needs some. Nah.
Let's go again.
Burns your nostrils, eh?
I think.
How long does that last?
I don't know, but this is the same bottle from the last time, but it hasn't been opened very many times. So when we do the next one with the boys, I'll open a freshie.
A freshie. What does it say? Super harmful on the front.
Yeah.
Oh, super powerful. Hot sauce.
No, it definitely clears your sinuses.
Yeah. Don't stick under other people's noses. Do not sniff. Lightly waft 12 inches from nose and keep eyes closed.
12 inches, that's like here.
Yeah. And it says, do not use more than a few times per day. Do immediately use before intense exercise. Immediately close bottle after each use. Yeah.
Do not shake.
Doesn't actually say that.
No, it doesn't say that.
Yeah. It's fucking mad shit, isn't it? World's strongest. It's not even legal to buy, is it? Here?
I don't think it's illegal. I think you can buy it.
Yeah.
Did you see that there was a kid in New South Wales who he collects things, right?
Is his name Eli?
No, his name's not Eli.
He collects lots of things.
He does collect a lot of things. His name isn't. He was an Asian kid, I think, or maybe an Italian kid. Anyway, and the clip was him coming out of court because he had to go to court because he was collecting the elements of the periodic table.
Right.
Right.
Oh, like the actual chemicals.
Yeah, to create a periodic table. Now, the only other person who has that is God, what's his name? What's a Microsoft guy's name?
Bill Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates is the only other guy that has a periodic table in his house, right?
But like not like an actual like printout, like actually all the
like the actual
chemicals.
substance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this kid ordered uranium and plutonium
online.
Online.
How the fuck
Online.
did he get away with that?
No, well, he didn't, did he?
Well,
He ordered it, and the fucking SWAT team fucking raided his house because they thought that he was making a bomb.
yeah, right.
And
So
he had to go to court
and explain what he was doing.
and it had to explain. Yeah. And so obviously didn't get jail time, and he didn't get charged because he was like, seriously, just an honest mistake. But when the customs were like, holy shit, someone's ordering plutonium and uranium.
Yeah, there's some serious stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up.
It's very funny.
That is funny.
It's so funny.
How old was the guy?
Like 15 or 16 or something.
Fair play.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
I think he's just gone back to collecting Pokemon cards now.
Probably worth more as well.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows in the future? Maybe he'll get his periodic table.
Hopefully. All right, dude. Thanks so much for jumping on.
Cheers.
I know this was last minute, and
yeah, but it was fun. Come for a chat.
We'll wait for the boys to sort themselves out. Let me just take a quick selfie. Amazing.
Cool.
Thanks everyone for listening. Make sure you hit subscribe, that notification bell, and I'll catch you guys all on the next one. See ya.